We are the learners and makers, Anthony, Jody, Astor, and Connor. We knew that Brookings promised some of the most beautiful, rugged seaside the West Coast can offer, but we didn't know was that we would swim in the dark, sleep to the sound of the sea, and find awe in the clash of ocean and stone.
Way down on the southern coast, just north of California, there's a little place called Brookings. It's unassuming, but this place has so much to see.
I have been wanting to check out this area for a while. And especially Samuel Boardman
The
area.
Samuel H. Boardman State Scenic Corridor. I think that's right.
There are a lot of little pull-offs, a lot of little hikes. I mean, I feel like we barely dipped our toes into what that area has to offer.
It is a cloudy morning, but it is a really nice one. It's pretty mild out here, breezy, but nothing like what we had the last couple days. It's actually a really pleasant morning out here. We're at the Arch Rock viewpoint, a little north of Brookings. The sea stacks here are first rate. It is so incredible to see these massive things sticking out of the sea, just getting pounded with this stormy surf.
Funny thing too, with this whole Oregon coast trip, we try really hard to have a decent sense of things we're going to do, places we want to see. We may have kind of a grab bag of ideas, and then depending on the day, we can choose what we need to do. We do this not only because that fits our travel style really well, we don't like to overplan, but we also really like to leave room for serendipity. I think you find that leaving yourself open to what the place brings you can give you some of the most fun experiences and the most memorable experiences of that entire trip. And this trip definitely reminded us of that. We were staying at the wonderful Beachfront Inn, and it turned out this place had a pool.
Which the kids were ready to, they were requesting that we stay somewhere with a pool,
Yes.
Of course.
And not only was it a pool, but it was a heated outdoor pool. So, after dinner, our first night there, when the kids said, hey, can we go for a swim on this drizzly, dark night?
We said,
Sure.
Yeah. Why not? And we are always kind of on a search for something that's special. When we went to Port Orford, we really enjoyed the park with a little bit of free mini golf. But Brookings has a really special park. If we're mentioning a particular park on a video, it must be a really cool park. And this is Azalea Park. I would love to go there in the spring.
Oh my gosh, it's
when the
so
azaleas
beautiful.
are blooming.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful park. It's a large park with a few different offerings. But of course, the offering that we wanted to go check out was the playground, which is called Kidtown.
Yeah, a good playground is every traveling parent's secret weapon. And I think it also reminded us of how important it is to be careful of how much you let the weather dictate what you're going to do. We went here because we were about to head out of town. So like, oh, let's go to this park. Kids can play for a little while. Then it'll be easier to do the drive. But when we left and we're on our way to the playground, it was
Started
raining.
pouring.
But a few minutes into our time there, it stopped raining.
Yeah, things just fall into place sometimes. They sometimes don't.
Yeah.
But I'd say more than not, they fall into place in some way that makes it feel like, oh, hey, we got something out of this. Even if it was, not what we originally pictured. Of course, we would rather be at the park on a sunny, beautiful day.
But just like it's better to have some travel than none at all, better to have some park romp than no playground.
Yep. Time to go down.
What do you think?
Fast!
Wow! The bridge of broken bridges.
Don't be afraid to pick a place, maybe book where you're staying, get how you're going to get there, but leave it open. Get a few ideas, but you don't need to plan what you're doing on what day and when. Just leave some time for some exploration, talking to the locals to see what's really worthwhile, and finding that serendipity in your travel.
Don't be surprised if some of your favorite moments from the trip come from exactly that. Thank you so much for joining us in Brookings, Oregon. We are really looking forward to heading back here at all points of the year. You can follow our everyday adventures on Instagram at Learners and Makers. On YouTube, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ding that bell so you get notified of our next new video. And you can also find more in-depth family travel advice and our own adventures at learnersandmakers.com. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Isn't it obvious why I wanted to marry her?
Hey.
What is? Hilarious. You make me laugh so much.
No.
Rule number 1.
No one expects the Munchkin Inquisition.
No. Rule number 1.
Is?
Never be in an elevator in an emergency. Rule number 2. Always bring goggles.
Always bring goggles.
Rule number 3. Always pack food, clothes, and swimsuits. Those are the 3 rules. Now you must recite them in order.
Okay.
But I do not remember these 3 rules. Which is why we maybe don't have goggles.
In an emergency, never be in goggles. Always pack an elevator. And never bring any food or drinks that the children will like. So that means I nailed it, right?
No.
You get 24 hours, which actually makes it harder.
In an emergency, never be in an elevator.
We are not doing it right now.
I'm practicing.
Okay.
Always pack goggles. And pack food, clothes, and swimsuits.
Correct. Just do that tomorrow and you will get into the Kid Travel Society.
Yes.
Kid Travel Society.
What is that? Is it a bug?